And so as I was preparing to finish up this video about finding ourselves, I thought I would flip through some notes. Sometimes I have notes that I want to share. And I'm pretty sure that I asked this subscriber if I could share this email. My apologies if it wasn't permitted, but I'm not going to tell their name or anything. But this was an email that was sent to me about a month ago. And this is what it reads. And I thought it went along perfectly with this video. It says, I just watched your video on YouTube where you gave your side of the story, and I thought you were amazing and totally real in your description of many aspects of life that people like to steer clear of, often about you music. I agreed with everything you said. Society has for some reason invented or attempted to invent the perfect human. I don't believe this is something that exists. Everyone has a reason to feel the same way. In fact, the amount of pressure young people are under now to try to stuff themselves into this mannequin someone has created is heartbreaking to see sometimes. I think you should try to find some way to talk to people in the way you can and invite them to appreciate themselves as humans who are not complete yet. And the great part, where they will overcome their issues, is where the treasure of life is. Imagine how boring life would be if a person was actually totally perfect. A perfect person wouldn't last too long before lots of people would start to find their faults. This is the... Some of these words are mixed up. Hold on. The dog went and pushed the door open. Thanks, Lucy. Anyway, it says, this is the best something of a human. They are on a journey to find their strengths and make those stronger, and find their weaknesses and try to improve that area. It's a beautiful way to live and gives some life purpose. Life is a little like a great movie. It starts off okay, gets crazy in a good way after this, then the ending is something that made watching it worthwhile. I have known some of the issues you have identified. One in particular was always taken as some kind of tic or mental health issue, but it wasn't so serious. And he's referring to me talking about my mild Tourette's, my tics, and my nervous habits. I used to have very long hair so that it would hang down in front of my eyes if it rained or the wind blew or whatever. I used to flick my head to one side. It became sort of natural to do this. Then when I got older, the hair decided to withdraw. I found that I would sometimes still flick my head to the side even though the hair issue was no longer there. Force of habit, and this was thought to be done neurological issue. It was in reality a result of bad hair dayitis. A lot of natural states of improvement anyone might have to go through life can see via the mental disorder lens, and that's where the problem is, I think. To be labeled as having mental health issues is in reality translated by some people to be nice but don't touch with the barge pole. These people who are rejected are very harshly treated, in my opinion. The greatest people I've met have been considered in some way to have a disorder. It's another form of hunting witches and those who claim to be the perfect human. Is the rule have the most obscene ways, yet hide them on the surface, so they seem to have no flaws at all. I think you spoke in a real and genuine way, and it was nice to hear such honesty about some tricky issues anyone may experience. Well done. Building a community where I see flaws as potential successes, just waiting to happen, given time, is, I believe, the correct perspective in which to view the world and life in general. And then it just gives me a thank you and a couple personal notes. That was just an email from a subscriber, and I'd like to say that I have several of these in my notes. Sometimes I get some really fascinating emails that I would just love to share. And another one that somebody recently shared that I'd like to share with you all. But if you would like to have any of your thoughts shared with the world and you want to send an email and you have a story you want to tell, I would be more than happy to read your story. You know, my channel is small, it's intimate, we all know each other here more or less, it seems that way. And I'm really glad that it's remained so. I know people think I have 21,000 subscribers and that's a lot. The truth is, when it's built over 11 years, that's really, most of those are probably not even real accounts. I really have a very small amount of subscribers, and I know you all mostly by your screen names. And even though I can't always connect that with an email name or my customers for Carpo's Botanicals or my Discord server, I try. And just wanted to say, I know how it feels to want to tell your story, because I share my opinions all the time. So if it's something you'd like me to share for you and you don't have an outlet, I'd be more than happy to read it, and you can just send me an email and I'll keep your name private and all that. So at any rate, that's my video for the day. Should say, one of a few. I uploaded a few podcasts, one about being a man, one is a poem about Vietnam, and one was another story that I did a while back about the war machine and homelessness, and these are topics I don't even like to talk about. The truth is, in a perfect world, I'd be able to sit here and just talk about self-improvement all day. Talk about overcoming adversity, or, being happy, or plants, or, fungi. But these deeper issues that I have to talk about are important. They're the ones that resonate with people the most, even though I don't like to talk about mental illnesses, or, problems we have with finances, or corruption out there, and police problems, and all these other issues. They have to be talked about, but we don't have to dwell on them, I guess. So. Perfect timing. Right on cue. Always a siren. As usual, this video was brought to you by nature. Make sure you get out and check that shit out. It's pretty cool. Nature doesn't pay the bills, but nature pays the bills, if you know what I mean. We're all part of it. So, talk to you later. Thanks to my new subscribers and my new patrons. Thank you to Ken, one of my new patrons. And I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.